It's a fog. It's making me foggy. And then back there was this bird, and it was all very Hitchcock for a second.
You guys, it is officially September, which means it's officially autumn, and I could not be any more excited. So the first thing we need to do is dig my autumn decoration box out of storage and see what we're working with. So let's go and grab it. Here it all is in all of its glory. Okay, you guys, I have already bought my autumn jumper for this year. I was originally planning on getting one of the KJP sweaters. If you know, you know. They are like the perfect autumnal vibe. However, they are a little bit pricey, which is why I have not bought one yet. But I'd been saving up, and this year I was finally gonna get one. And then I was just browsing on the Next website and I saw the cardigan of my dreams, and so I just bought that instead because it looked perfect and I didn't want it to sell out. So that's my jumper for this year, and then maybe next year I'll get a KJP one. But let me just show you how perfect this cardigan is. Excuse me, but how perfect is this? It's so adorable. It's so chunky. It's got little pumpkins on it. There's little bobbles on the cuffs that look like little pumpkins, and little bobbles up here on the sleeves as well. And I am obsessed. I am in love. She is perfect. Absolutely no notes. It arrived a few days ago, and I have just been I've kept it in the bag because I just knew I'd be too tempted to wear it otherwise, and I've just been like counting down the minutes until it's autumn and I can wear this. She's just the autumnal cardigan of dreams, isn't she? I will be wearing this. This will be my uniform all autumn. Absolutely obsessed. No notes. Let's hang her up.
verdict?
I am an autumn,
Interesting.
isn't it?
Okay, so I have my list of 25 things and I'm pretty happy with it. I'm so excited already to start ticking these off. So I'll share them with you in case you would like some inspiration or some things to add to yours. So number one, we've got drink a pumpkin spice latte. Duh. I feel like it just has to be on there, doesn't it? The first pumpkin spice latte of the year is quite a monumental occasion. I've never made them at home before, so normally my first one of the year is when we go pumpkin picking, and that is a tradition for the 1st of October, so that's normally when I have my first one. However, I've been off coffee and I haven't actually drank any in a really long time. So what I've treated myself to this year is the pumpkin spice tea blend from Bird and Blend. And it's just arrived today in the post. It smells amazing. And I'm gonna try and make myself like a tea latte and hopefully have like a really nice tea equivalent of a pumpkin spice latte. So I'll be giving that a go this year. I will report back and let you know how it goes if you are also not a coffee drinker. Number 2 on my list is walk through orange woods on a foggy day. I feel like crisp autumn days are nice, but peak autumn is really moody, misty, foggy days, and there's nothing better than being in an autumnal woodland when it's foggy. Number 3, bake gingerbread cookies and probably decorate them a little bit spooky like the ones that have skeletons on. That would be super cute. Number 4, go for an autumnal drive with a hot drink and an autumn playlist. So head for a drive somewhere you know there's going to be loads of trees or it's going to give off that really autumn feeling. Have a little hot drink with you in the car. You can sip as you're driving, put on your autumn playlist. I swear there's actually probably no better feeling. Number 5, visit a graveyard. I don't know why, it makes me feel really comforted. I do know why, actually. It makes me feel really comforted. So visit a graveyard is on my list. Number 6, go pumpkin picking. Now, I confess, I am a little bit nervous for autumn this year because I don't know what autumn is like in Shetland. I know there's not many trees, so I'm already a little bit nervous. I'm going to be really sad about that. There are woodlands, but not particularly on this island. There's a couple of trees dotted around, but if I want to go to the woods, I'm going to have to get on a ferry to go to the main island, which I will be doing probably nearly every weekend, so that's fine. But I think I'm just going to miss being able to just glance out my window and see autumn trees. So I'm a little bit nervous how I'm going to feel about that. And also, I have been Googling extensively and I've not been able to find if there's any pumpkin patches in Shetland. Now I will say a lot of stuff isn't online, it's just word of mouth, or you find out about it if you go into the local shop. There'll be like a flyer for an event taped up. That's normally how you find out about things. So there may be hope yet. There may still be a pumpkin patch here, but I have not seen or heard of anything yet. So I might not be able to go pumpkin picking. So I'm a little bit nervous about this autumn. I'm just gonna take it as it comes, I think, and just see what autumn in Shetland is like. And I think possibly what I'll just have to do is, if there's not that much stuff going on here, is plan a little holiday. Maybe just go to Scotland, go to the Highlands for the first week or two, maybe the last week of September, first week of October. I can have a lovely time in a cabin, like stay in a cabin in amongst trees, go to pumpkin patches in the Highlands, like have a great time. Maybe I'll just have to make an annual sort of trip back home to do that. So I'm not sure. This year we're just going to take it how it comes, but I've left pumpkin picking on the list because if there is a pumpkin patch here, you best bet I will be there. And then similarly, carve a pumpkin. We may still be able to achieve that because I'm pretty sure we'll still be able to buy a pumpkin from the shop, even if we can't go to the pumpkin patch. So pumpkin carving is number 7. Number 8 is have a spooky movie night. That's a must, isn't it? Get the vibe set up, get some blankets, get some snacks. Themed snacks is even better. I don't like to go super scary, I'll be honest. Like slasher, scream vibes is as scary as I like to go. But when I say spooky movie night, I mean like you could watch Halloween Town and call it a spooky movie night. Sometimes that is exactly what I do. Number 9, I've got bake cinnamon rolls. I've never made them before, It's my top baking item that I want to learn how to make. My big goal for this autumn is to perfect cinnamon roll recipe. Number 10, buy a new autumn mug. I like to treat myself to one every year. I'm slowly building my collection. Well, I say one, there's a slight caveat. I like to get one spooky one and one autumnal one. So last year I got one shaped like a pumpkin and one shaped like a ghost. This year for spooky, I've got my eye on the anthropology ones. They've got really nice white ones with bats on. So that might be my spooky pick. But I like to get one of each because spooky ones don't really come out until October, but they don't get used until October. So we need some just autumnal ones used in September. Number 11, write a poem about autumn. It's the time of year that I feel the most inspired and the most creative, and I really want to get back into writing more. So that's a nice little addition for me, something to encourage me to do that on my bucket list. Similarly, number 12 for me is read a classic. I'm really trying to expand my reading range. I want to read as many classics as I can. So it's always, the target is at least one per season. And I think it's going to be Frankenstein this year, which I'm excited about.
Just where it was needed, gleaming black as night, cloistered in injustice, dead in the eye of time. Nobody is losing, faces merge and change, but your face remains the same. Swallows will be here by dawn. When we're finally sober, they'll be gone. The trees will bloom and ice will melt. We'll always remember how it felt. A significant life, just what it was needed, clean in the blackest night, cloistered in injustice dead, and in the eyes of time, nobody is losing. The sparrows will be here by dawn. When we finally sober, they'll be gone. The trees will bloom and ice will melt. We'll always remember how it felt.
Number 13, frame autumn leaves. I've seen pictures of really nice gold frames with glass on either side so you can completely see through it, and then a nice like pressed leaf in the middle. I think that looks so pretty, and I'd love to have some little ones on my desk or even up on the wall. So I need to find some frames like that. And then I've already got some pressed leaves that I can pop inside them. Another crafty thing, number 14, is embroider a top or a sweater. I've bought for this purpose, actually, I've already thrifted just like an orange long sleeve top, just a completely plain one. And I want to get like a little embroidery hoop and sew something cute onto the front of it. I don't know, I just want it to say boo, or like another cute saying, or some pumpkins. I don't know. If you've got any ideas, let me know. But I really love to do that as a craft. Another craft, number 15, I want to spookify a painting. I want to go to a charity store or an antique store and thrift like a little old painting and then make it autumnal, paint some little ghosts or pumpkins on it or something like that. I think that would be so fun. Number 16, decorate my planner for autumn. She's still looking very summery. I mean, I absolutely love the way I decorate it, but I think we need to autumny it a little bit. Number 17, buy a new autumn jumper. That's a category of things that I treat myself to one every year. This year I've already made the purchase. It's the jumper from Next. Well, actually it's a cardigan, but yes, I've already got my jumper for this year. Number 18, go leaf hunting. Number 19, take a family autumn photo. I'd love to get a picture of me and Luke and the dogs. It's always a chaotic time, isn't it? If you've got dogs, you know, trying to get them to sit still, look at the camera, not look at the floor, not make a weird face. But I'd love to get a picture of us all together, like in the woods or something. Number 20, decorate the house for autumn. Of course, that's on there. We've already started. Number 21, I put watch an autumn movie in the car. There's this really specific type of picture that I see on Pinterest, and I think they're slightly fake. I'm not really sure. And they're more often like in winter. You'll see people like with a really cute car setup with a little movie playing, and it's always like they're sticking their feet up so you can see they're really like festive socks or like holding a really festive drink, and you can see this really nice like snowy scene outside. Like I said, I'm not sure how real they are. Probably not very real at all, but it has sort of inspired me. I'd love to just drive somewhere with a really nice autumnal view and then just sit in the car and watch a movie on my iPad or on my laptop, and like that's the activity, and then you go home again. It would also be a really nice one, I think, to do if it's raining and like you don't want to go out in the rain. You can just drive somewhere and like listen to it hit the car while you're watching a movie. That would be so cozy. Number 22, go antiquing. There is one antique store on the main island. I can't believe I have not been there yet. I will be visiting in autumn. It's like the most autumnal dark academia activity that you can do. Number 23, I put cozy reading afternoon with a hot chocolate. I feel like at some point this autumn I'll be having my first hot chocolate of the burr months, whenever it's dropping a bit colder and I want to feel super cozy. That's going to be a really, really nice time. 24, I've put research in the library. Again, there's a library down on the main island and I've been meaning to visit it but I haven't, so I popped it on my bucket list for autumn. And I think it is, again, it ties in quite nicely because it's quite a good dark academia style activity to do. Like pick a research topic, go into the library, lose yourself in the books, sit down at the computer. I feel like you're probably way more likely to focus in a different environment, especially if you don't have your phone or like you put it on silent and you just lock yourself in. I think that would be super fun. And number 25, I've just put wear a scarf. Similarly, at some point this autumn, when it gets cold, I'm going to put a scarf on for the first time in the burr months. And I think I just need to be conscious of that moment to make it into a special moment and enjoy it and relish it, because soon enough it will be too warm to wear them again. So that is everything on my bucket list. And I'm just feeling so inspired and so excited to get cracking on ticking these off. I said it before and I will say it every single season, life gets so much better when you split up your media seasonally. I have an autumn playlist that I revisit every year. I love the songs on them. They're arguably some of my favourite songs ever, but I will only listen to them in September, October and November. But when the next year comes around and I play it again for the first time, it feels so special and it gives me such like a happy feeling. All the memories from previous autumns come flooding back. You know, Christmas is so exciting because you have all these things that you only do in the month of December. The decorations, the movies, the songs. You only do that once a year and then you put it all away and you don't think about it again for the next 12 months. And that's why Christmas is exciting But the hack to life and just having a year that's exciting is to do that with every season. Do that with all your music, do that with all your books, do that with all your movies, and every season you'll be so excited to rewatch these things that you've not watched for an entire year, or listen to this music that you've not listened to for an entire year. So with that being said, I thought I would take you through some of my top things for every category. So for books, if you saw my last video, I was talking about my September TBR. I've got quite a long list for October, because October is anything vaguely spooky for me for reading. There's a book that came out, I'm not sure if it was last year or the year before, it's called A Dark and Secret Magic. The cover alone sold me. Do we buy books based on their cover? Sometimes I feel you just have to. The cover of this book is so perfect, so perfectly autumnal. I just have to have it. As far as classics, I want to do Frankenstein. I want to have a full vampire deep dive. I want to read Dracula, followed by Dracule, which is sort of a non-fiction fiction about the writing of Dracula, and it sounds so interesting. I want to do Carmilla. There's spin-offs that I want to read, like Lucy Undying. So there's a whole category that I want to dive into there. I want to read Slowfoot by Bram. That looks so spooky and autumnal. And then for November, I'm going just slightly more gothic. A little bit spooky still, but like the main focus for November is gothic reads. So I have things on my list like The Hungerstone, Where the Dark Stands Still, 13th Child. That I've been excited to read for a couple of years now, and I really want to get round to it this autumn. Starling House and The Executioners 3 are my big autumn reads. I'm so excited. I don't know how I'm going to get a chance for all of this. I also want to reread the entire Twilight series, and November I feel like is the perfect time to reread Harry Potter. Anyway, I've got a list about as long as my arm of books, and I just cannot wait to get started. For TV, I have a few series that I rewatch year in, year out, rinse and repeat. It gives me so much joy every year. Obviously, we know that Gilmore Girls is on the list. I also have Castle on my list. Castle is my favourite murder mystery, crime, cop show. Detective show. I feel like that's the better word for it. It's my favourite detective show. I rewatch it every year. It's so campy and fun, and I eat it up every time they say there's been a murder. That's why we're here, isn't it? For that one phrase. And I think I like it because so many aspects of Beckett's character. Beckett is the female lead. So many aspects of her character are so aspirational to me. And the dynamic of the relationship is that she is savvy and street smart and like physically tough and capable, but her big weak side is that she's not very in touch with her emotions. And then she partners up with Castle, and Castle physically, well, he gets better in the later seasons, but physically he's obviously not had the training that she's had. He's not as tough. He's not got the fight skills that she's got, but he's got the emotional awareness and that softer, sort of fun, carefree side to him. So they balance each other out like a little yin and yang. And yeah, I just eat it up every single year. I absolutely love it. I've watched it start to end more times than I could even count. I watched for the first time last year Only Murders in the Building and loved it. Loved it more than I thought I would. I'd seen it advertised before and hadn't watched it because I thought I really wouldn't like it. I thought it wouldn't be my vibe. And I loved it. I'm discovering that I quite like sort of artsy, campy things, and that it just is that entire vibe, and I loved it. So I'm going to be rewatching that this year. Obviously Vampire Diaries. I have watched probably the first 3 seasons. Maybe I've made it to 4. I've made it as far as the originals. And then at the point where you would stop the Vampire Diaries and start watching the originals, that's as far as I've ever seen in the Vampire Diaries. And I don't really know why. It just goes on for so long, doesn't it? And I don't have the time. I just lose the thread of it. And also just the first few seasons are iconic. So I always go back to the start and just rewatch those. So probably just like season 1, Vampire Diaries is on my list to watch this year. As well as season 1, Riverdale. I feel like season 1 Riverdale, really good. Season 2 Riverdale, pretty good. Not quite as good, but pretty good. Season 3, it's passable for me, but just barely. And then after that, I've not even attempted to watch it. So season 1 Riverdale is on the list. And then I've obviously got classics like Charmed and Buffy on there. Last year I watched Wednesday season 1. Loved it. Absolutely no notes for me, perfect. So this year I know it's started to come out already, but I think I'm saving it for October so I can, one, just watch it and don't have to wait for the episodes to come out, but two, obviously like October is just prime time to watch Wednesday season 2. I'm nervous. I'm nervous they've ruined it. But I'm gonna go into it with an open mind. So Wednesday season 1 and 2 is on my list for October. And then I think if I've got time, on top of all of that, there's a few new ones that I want to check out. Well, new to me, things I've not seen before. The Artful Dodger seems pretty autumnal to me. And Sleepy Hollow, which I think is like another detective thing on Disney. I feel like it's worth checking out if I've got the time. And then movies. This is one of the exciting ones for me. I sort of split my movies up again into just autumnal or spooky. And I say like it's spooky because we're not going super scary, but anything sort of vaguely supernatural goes in that category. So I have things like The Runaway Bride. That's a classic. Practical Magic, obviously. I feel like they're two really good early autumn transitional movies to watch. Twilight, I rewatch of that every year, that's a must. Mystic Pizza, that's really good. And You've Got Mail are all of my top picks in my autumn category. And then in the spooky list, my top picks for this year are Halloween Town, Hocus Pocus, obviously, Addams Family, Beetlejuice, Scooby-Doo, the live action movie. I also think might be a good sort of transitional from summer into autumn film. The Craft and Sleepy Hollow are all of my top movie picks. I have this weird itch in my brain that I'm forgetting about something that really should be on my list, but I'm not sure. I mean, I can add to this. This is not set in stone. I can add to this at any point. But that is my list to start with. But yeah, I think just having all these things to look forward to and things that you only do at this time of year, it really does make it feel so much more special. And I think the key to enjoying and really getting into any season and romanticizing it to its fullest, it's not in the big things that you do, it's in the little things that you can just incorporate into your day-to-day life. Having a little mug that is shaped like a pumpkin, and then every day when I make my tea I can have it in this mug. As I'm sipping it, I'm thinking autumn thoughts because I'm drinking my autumn mug. Just having all these little things around you that bring you joy, and having a jumper with a pumpkin on it, like, I think that's what makes the season special. Okay, so I think that is all of my planning done. I am so inspired and so excited for this season ahead now, and it's actually getting a little bit into the evening for me now, so I'm going to put on some cozy pajamas, get curled up with my book,